Guess how many scriptures are written in the Bible about Saturday of Holy Week? Zero. Yesterday was Good Friday, and tomorrow is Resurrection Sunday, but today it's just Saturday. And the truth is, we preach hard about Friday and we shout all over Sunday, and we should, but we don't know what to do with Saturday, because Saturday is the day when God is silent. On Friday, God made himself loud. The earth shook and the veil tore and the graves opened. Heaven and earth responded to the death of Jesus. But on Saturday, nothing. There's no prophecy, no miracles, no voice from heaven, no movement. It's just silence. And for the disciples, this wasn't just theological, it was personal. They had walked with Jesus for 3 years. They saw him heal the sick and raise the dead, to calm storms and confront religious leaders and the elite. They believed that he was the Messiah, the one that was going to change everything, change the world. And now he's gone. Can you imagine their grief, their confusion, the questions that they have? How did we get it wrong? Was he really the one he said he was? Why didn't he save himself? And all they had was silence and the memory of a broken body hanging on a cross. And here's what makes Saturday even harder, because the world just keeps on moving. You ever notice that? That when your world falls apart, everybody else just keeps right on going. Life doesn't pause for your pain. For them, Saturday must have felt like one long Friday. And that's why Saturday matters, because Saturday is the day in between. It's the day after the promise seems to die, but before the fulfillment shows up. It's the day between despair and joy, between bad news and good news, between death and life. And if we're honest, we've all lived in a Saturday. Saturday is the day when you pray the prayer, but it hasn't been answered. Saturday is the day when the diagnosis comes, but the healing has not. Saturday is the day when the dream dies and you don't know what's coming next. And the hardest part about all of this is that God is silent. So what do we do on Saturday? We really only have 3 options. We can despair, telling ourselves that this is how it's always going to be, that Friday is the end of the story. We can live in denial, going through the motions, pretending that everything is fine, but not really living. Or we can depend, because Saturday is the day that you and I realize that we don't have the power to fix this. We can't make Sunday come. We can't resurrect what's been lost. If God doesn't move, then there's no hope. So all you can do is trust him, even in the silence. And here's the truth that we often miss, that God is still working, even when it's silent. Because while the disciples saw nothing, everything was already in motion. The grave was not ready for the end of the story. It was the setup for victory. And even Jesus in death rested in the promise of God. As Psalm 16 says, "You will not abandon my soul to the grave, nor let your Holy One see decay." So Saturday teaches us something that we can't learn on Friday or on Sunday. It teaches us to trust God even when we don't see him, to believe his word when we don't feel him, and to hold on to everything even when it feels like it's falling apart. Because you don't know that it's a 3-day story until Sunday comes. And that's why we wait, because Sunday is coming.